Unfiltered.
Unshackled.
Uncouth.
What you're about to hear is for mature audiences only.
It's Miguel Fuller.
Holly O'Connor.
And Scotty the Body.
It's the Miguel and Holly Uncensored podcast.
Only on Hot 101.5.
Hello, and we are back for another edition of Miguel and Holly Uncensored as we wind down the year.
Yes.
And I think it's fair to mention, too, because we have it in a couple of weeks, that I don't know if you know this, but we're Tampa Bay's best podcast, Holly, right?
Yes, best podcast.
Snap. That's right.
As voted on by you.
Yeah. Scott, what happened this year?
The best podcast in Tampa Bay.
Best
What
podcast?
happened?
Yes, best.
Yes, I actually had one of our Platypus Posse members slide up into my DMs and say, y'all haven't mentioned that in a while. And I'm like, well, thanks for reminding me.
Yeah, it's a
we
good
might
reminder.
Might as well put it out now then.
And so, of course, we're always streaming live as we do it to the Miguel and Holly YouTube page. So we're going to jump right into this because I think this is so exciting. I think one of the cool things about watching this area grow, because Holly and I got here in 2011, and it was like, what is a Tampa? What is a St. Pete? Like, if you were from Florida, you knew it, but if you were outside of here, you only heard about Miami,
Yeah.
Orlando, unfortunately, Jacksonville.
Okay, just don't even go with Jacksonville right now.
That's
We're not dragging that through the mud.
But I feel like in the past 10 years, and especially the past 5, I mean, our city has exploded with attention.
100%.
And I feel like we now can say we have several Netflix shows that center around our area.
Yeah.
And there's one I think that's about to just pop off in a huge way. So you've seen the show. It's called, oh gosh, what is it called? It's called, Selling Sunset.
Yes.
A popular show on Netflix. Well, they're bringing that concept here, calling it Selling Tampa. Now, Scott, you have a little bit of the trailer here, and let's just listen to a little bit of what the world is going to see in just a few days on Netflix.
2 years ago, Sherelle was already killing it in the real estate game. The word about her starting her own brokerage, it was a hot topic. I had to be a part of it.
She wanted smart women. She wanted empowered women. And I really think that makes Allure Realty what it is.
Sherelle Rosado is a boss-ass bitch that makes shit happen. Point blank, period. Get ready to make some money, bitches.
The real estate market in Tampa is booming right now.
I'm closing deals in heels. It's already hard for us to get into that luxury market. I want to show you guys it can be done.
Is the real estate career important to you?
Carla and Alexis, I'm gonna need y'all to step it up. This is serious. We don't have time to play here. You can't carry this whole brokerage ad. We're out here hustling. Are you still in training?
On a year, don't check me because you can't check me. I'm grown just like you, so treat me with respect.
I separate business from friendships. That's my prerogative.
You're wasting everyone's time. You're not new to this.
All of this loyalty to Sherelle, what about loyalty to me?
I've been really toying with the idea of starting my own brokerage and going out on my own.
They got some problems. Watch.
If you want to leave, I'm not begging no one to stay.
Wow.
A lot of you guys know I've been through a lot. I'm stressed out. What's up? I'm taking on too much. These ladies behind me, they support it every second, every minute, every hour.
You think she can handle it with us growing?
I don't know. So cheers. This is just the beginning. Cheers. Let's get this home sold.
The Allure way.
Dang. Selling Tampa on Netflix in all its glitz and glam. So we welcome 3 of the cast members from the show. Sherelle, Colony, and Juana. Welcome to Miguel and Holly Uncensored.
Thank you for having us, guys, for having us.
Absolutely. So let's start with you, Sherelle, because from what it seems like, this is sort of like you're the narrator, I would imagine, because this is based off of your realty company, correct?
Correct.
Now, how did this whole process happen in filming this show? How did this opportunity approach you? Yeah.
So, as you know, I was in the military for 12 and a half years, and I
I was tired of it. I was tired of being deployed, leaving my family. So I wanted to get into something that I enjoyed. And I was stationed at McDill Air Force Base, and I was transitioning out of the military to be medically retired. So I was already doing real estate while I was in the military. And I was like, I should open up a boutique brokerage, that caters around someone like me. And I want to sell luxury.
Oh.
I didn't expect it to go this far. So I recruited a few ladies that I saw were killing it, or I knew could do better. So we started the brokerage in 2019. Colony was actually one of my first agents. She closed the first deal with the Lord. And, I'm big on marketing. So we would do photo shoots to get our name out there, to get the brokerage out there. And I had this production company reach out to me. And one of the agents, we were like, we don't want to be the stereotype. So I'm good at sliding in DMs.
That's a good skill.
Yes.
So I actually went to see who produced Selling Sunset, and I started liking Adam DeVello. I started liking his pictures, adding them on Instagram and Facebook. A day later, his executive producer, Skylar, reached out to me, and he was like, hey, have anyone been talking to you? And I said, actually, I waited a few days because I didn't want to look desperate. I was like, actually, we have a lot of interest of people who's trying to do a series with us. So they got with their lawyer the next day. They sent us over paperwork to basically stop communication with everyone. They were like, we want you. And then from there,
You are a natural salesperson. You know how to
Way
work
back.
it.
Yeah.
Yes, honey.
It's serious when the next day they're like, okay, if everyone could else just leave, please.
Right. We got paper.
We
Sign the
need to get
paper.
some paper signed. Wow.
Was that like a dream come true for you?
it was because we never expected to go this far. I was just like, I just want to have a little small boutique brokerage. We started off in a little 500 square feet little office. And we had like 12 agents. And I'm like, oh, gosh, I got to build. And I didn't expect it to grow and get to the point where it's at. But truly grateful.
Wow, that's amazing. So, Colony, when Sherelle comes to you and says, hey, we've been doing this for, 2 years now? Because I'm not sure exactly when filming happened, probably a year in. And she goes, hey, we have this production team coming with Netflix. What was your reaction? Or were you even expecting something like that?
No, like Sherelle said, I mean, it literally was like a blessing that fell into our lap. All we knew is we wanted to make a difference in the Tampa real estate industry.
Yeah.
So by us just being intentional about that, this opportunity came about. And so it's literally a blessing, and it's more than we could have ever imagined.
Wow.
And let's clarify, we had the agents before the producers came out. So it wasn't like, the producers came to me first. We had the brokerage established and everything. Yeah. And then when we started marketing, that's when they started reaching out to us.
Gotcha. I mean, it takes great marketing to get the attention of the right people. So
absolutely.
Who was it that knew, okay, we need an agent, we need to figure out marketing to get bigger? Where did that idea come from?
So that's when we have our chief marketing officer, Gabriel Antonio. He's big on marketing. He's actually my best friend as well. Oh. And he basically was like, okay, we got to bring something new, Sherelle, to this. So he worked on the inside with me on making sure everything looked good for the outside.
Gotcha.
Now, Joanna, when did you join into working with the crew?
I joined in 2019. So I had recently got my real estate license, and I worked for another brokerage, and it was a big one. It wasn't like a boutique brokerage. Yeah. And I felt that I needed to get some experience under my belt first. Well, really, I didn't feel that way. Sherelle told me that.
Oh,
guidance.
How did you know her?
She was like, I knew her through my husband, which was military. So Sherelle, I met her through my husband.
Okay.
Yes.
Got it. So yes. She comes to you and she's like, you can do better.
Well, kind of. Let's go with that. But she knew I was getting my real estate license. She was very busy, and she was honest. She was like, I don't have time to train anyone. You have to come with experience to Allure. I said, okay, give me a few months. It doesn't take me very long. And once I got the experience, I was like, okay, I think I'm ready. She's like, let's go.
Wow.
And I joined in 2019.
And what a ride it's been so far. So how long did the filming take place?
It took about 3 months. Like 3.5 months.
3.5 months.
Mm-hmm.
And so, because I mean, from the trailer that we watched, I mean, it looks like, because as I was watching it, I was like, I never get invited to fancy parties like that. Like, oh my gosh.
That's fancy Tampa.
Like, what side of Tampa do you think you all are going to be showing to the world?
I think we show
all sides.
It's all sides of Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
We show the people really don't understand how beautiful Tampa is, and I'm a Tampa native. I'm born and raised here, so being able to see just the rise of Tampa over the years is amazing, and which is another reason why I wanted to go into real estate anyways. But we're definitely going to showcase our beautiful waterfront properties. I mean, that's like, when you think about Tampa and real estate, you think about our waterfront properties. So the producers did a great job at really amplifying that.
Wow, that is incredible. Now, it looks like there is some drama a brewing here in the trailer. I mean,
you can't have a show like this with no drama going on.
You got to have some conflict. And so obviously you want people to watch the show, but what sort of drama can we expect in the season of Selling Tampa?
Sherelle, you want to?
Oh, they're like, Sherelle, go ahead, girl.
Oh, spill it.
There's only one person that's in charge. You can't have a lot of people in charge, and that's what some really. I am the boss.
That's right. You
and
are.
If they want, if they want to play that role and they want to question my, what I do in my business, then they need to go and get their own brokerage. And I'm, like I said before, I can give you the ingredients, but you can never recreate what I create.
She got the recipe.
I love it. I love it. Now, I'm curious, Joanna, from your angle, because I've seen, as I was sort of doing some research on the show the past couple days, and I saw a couple of real estate agents that I know sort of post about this and say that they seemed a little miffed because they're like, well, look at these ladies. They're getting all this attention, and I've been busting my butt doing this and doing that. What do you say to like haters like that that are going to be coming up? Because, when you get success like this and there's going to be a lot of attention, and I'm sure, we're the first stop in thousands of interviews and, on big national networks and stuff. So you're going to have those local people that are still going to be trying to chop you off at the knees because it's very competitive. What do you say to those people?
Well, first, we would say we love haters. Because that motivates us. So we love the people that love us, and we love the haters, because you have to have that in anything that you're doing. But I would say that all of the ladies in their own right have experiences in so many different things. We have worked hard in real estate. Some of us may be newer than others, but I think all of us work hard. We've all had deals, great deals around Tampa Bay, and really they can look it up. We've performed. And so there's nothing else that they can do to dispute that. Now, there's nothing they could do is the bottom line. We worked hard for this, and we're not going anywhere.
Oh, love that. Now, Colony, what was it like having the cameras follow you around? Did you feel like you had to sort of like adjust yourself,
or did you feel like you had to be extra dramatic? 'Cause I don't know, just putting myself in a position where all of a sudden you go from just doing your main career to you're doing it, but now there's like a camera crew following you. And I mean, I don't know if you have any previous reality TV style experience, but it seems like that would be a huge change in my day-to-day. So how did you manage to stay normal?
So I don't have experience on any reality TV shows, but I do have experience in front of the camera. So being in front of the camera is natural for me. And we were just living our lives. We were just being ourselves. They were following us around doing the things that we love, which is our work. And so it was normal. I didn't feel any camera shock. I think everyone was themselves. So it kind of was easy. I feel like I look back on it and I'm like, we were made for this.
Yeah, there you go.
Helps. Oh my
Love
gosh.
it.
That
is
helps
great.
so much.
Now, Sherelle, I what I love about this is that you all are a Black woman-owned brokerage here in Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
So
Don't
what?
forget veteran owned as well.
Veteran-owned, absolutely veteran-owned.
True.
You got to get that in there too. It's so true. So what does this mean to you as a Black woman to like have this on such a huge platform like Netflix?
It means a lot. I mean, it shows our daughters and our nieces and just kids all around that it can be done no matter what you go through in life. Things can change because a lot of us, as growing up, we didn't have, the gold spoon fed to us, or the silver spoon fed to us. So it just proves that, no matter what you go through in life, you can still overcome those obstacles and get where you want to be.
I love that. Now, I want each of you to sort of give a piece of advice to someone that maybe is a vet, newly out of the service, or maybe they're in a dead-end job and they're going to be looking at this show and they see you all in the glitz and the glam and the parties,
Hustling.
but you're also working hard. What piece of advice would you give to them to say, hey, you can set out and do this for yourself?
Make your own path.
We can start with Joanna.
Sure. I think my piece of advice would be to work for it. You can't want it and not work for it. Nothing is handed to you. So I think my piece of advice, get out and work for whatever you want.
Love it. Colony?
So I would say this is my saying. Bet on yourself always. You can never go wrong when you bet on yourself and you put in the work. You have to believe in yourself or nobody else will. So it starts with that. And how can you fail? If you're doing the work, if you're putting out the good energy, if you're believing in yourself, there is no way that you can fail.
I love that.
I love
Preach.
that. And then our fearless leader here, what piece of advice would you give?
My advice is never look at anybody else's accomplishment and compare your timeline with theirs. And it doesn't happen overnight. Just keep going. If you fall, get back up and keep going. Don't let failure stop you. Just keep going until you get it accomplished.
Great advice.
Thank
I
you,
love all of that.
ladies. Love it. Now, when does the show premiere on Netflix?
December
15th.
December 15th.
That's coming up. Oh,
I
my
know.
Lord.
I'm so excited
Love
for
that.
it.
Well, the next time y'all have one of them fancy parties, you can invite us. I mean, the cameras make them look real nice and shiny. And I'm like, ooh, I want to go to a party.
I like to
that.
party.
Yeah, you can have us 3 people junk it up for you.
Yeah,
all.
I'm going to say if you want to. Yikes.
I love it. Selling Tampa.
We love to party. Even
Oh,
though
I
I
love
can't
it.
party,
Yeah.
we love to party.
December 15th on Netflix, Selling Tampa. Good luck, ladies. We cannot wait to see you all in the spotlights. We'll see y'all, I'm sure, on the Today Show.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Kelly Clarkson
Yeah.
and Tamara Hall and
Yes.
everything. But you can say that you started here first.
Yes.
Yay. Thanks for
Thank
having
you.
us.
Absolutely.
Thank
Good
you,
luck.
guys.
Alrighty.
Ah, that's so cool.
I know.
That's wild. Only like 2019 until 9.
Local.
It
That
just
is
Like
blew
Tampa.
up.
Like you all know what's about to happen though, by the way, right?
Yeah, literally, I just saw an Insta story. I think I know
Did
where you're
you?
going. Well, like my friend was like, well, I guess I'm never buying a house here in Tampa.
The Tampa market is about to explode. Not that it wasn't already. And like the Tampa, Clearwater, St. Pete area has already been listed as like one of the top, like one of the highest
Yeah, like
pricing
the
real estate
highest.
areas in the US.
Right.
So, I mean, this is sort of the perfect storm. And I feel like the people at Netflix or whoever they would have gone with saw that.
Yes.
And they're like the perfect representation to do it. But then after this show comes out, like
Even higher.
people are going to be snatching up properties
I need a house.
in Tampa Bay.
You
I mean,
better.
like, just what is happening in Tampa? Like, it's been this wild ride. So we have all of these new projects coming through. We have 2-time Stanley Cup winning hockey team. We have the Super Bowl champion winning Buccaneers with Tom Brady at the helm. We have all this new construction. The damn Howard Franklin Bridge is getting an entire like expansion.
Yeah.
We've got all these. We've got different realities coming up. This is just one of them. Selling Tampa. Tampa is like literally the next big thing.
Yeah, it is. I feel like it's finally getting its due justice
Yeah,
in the
it
world.
seems like it.
Because it feels like forever, like the spotlight,
It's on
like I mentioned
Miami.
earlier, is on Miami or Orlando for the theme parks. And so it's like, hey, we've been here this entire time,
Being
just
awesome.
busting along and being
Looking
great.
cool.
And now it's time for the world to finally catch up and to
Yeah.
see where we are. But I think it's so interesting to me how stories like that start, where she was like, I need to make this happen. And she emailed or, found out the producer's information but that just goes to show you, like, you can't just let it happen to you. You've got to go for it.
You have to be part of the manifestation process because, see, what she did was smart. Obviously, she knew, well, she wanted to do the real estate. But if you've got bigger goals than just that, because she could have just done the real estate and been successful at it.
Right.
Period. That's it. Nobody would have known the story. But she got an agent to market herself.
Yes.
Because you need someone, oftentimes, you need someone to help get your message in the right ears.
Right.
Or present it in the way that that person who's like the conduit knows how to best get the message to the person who needs to hear it.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm a big believer as I've gotten older of surrounding yourself with people that know, that are experts in their field.
Yes.
And so, like, I know that I'm good at somewhat doing a radio show and like being an on-air talent. Like, I know that's what I'm good at. I know I'm not good at planning events. I know that now that social media has like gone crazy, I'm not an expert in that field anymore. So surrounding yourself by people that know how to do it to like get that product off the ground and having those sort of people in your corner to really help you. That's just so fantastic. I love hearing that.
Me too.
Well, I wish them nothing but success. And
I can't wait to watch.
yeah, like I don't usually watch reality shows on Netflix, but because it's local.
Yeah. I want to just see, like, I feel like, I mean, I'm not trying to sound like a poor bitch over here, but I feel like I'm going to see some of these like properties that they're selling and be like, wait, those people my neighbors? Like, y'all live here?
Holly's like, can y'all sell my
I know. I'll be like, hey, I got this very humble abode. Very humble. So it's at a good spot, though.
They're like selling houses for like $1 million. And
More than $1 million,
like,
I'm sure. We're talking like $5 to $7 million homes.
Yes, easy.
And then you got my little old rinky dink thing over here where I had to just get an inspector out to make sure I could get a few more years out of the roof. Like, it's not the same, but I'm like, I want to see it and be like, oh my God, like that's our area. That's so crazy.
Well, that's what, like, just watching the trailer, that's why I kept harping on like those fancy parties. I'm like, where do those happen? Like, I'm just used to going.
Like, I can't imagine. I feel like that's like, I'm watching it like anybody else in America watching it, being like, oh, that's what they do in Tampa. Bitch, where?
Everybody in Tampa does that.
Where is it at? Is there a secret code?
I know. Meanwhile, I'm at the Avenue in downtown St. Pete trying to be like, can I get some extra tater tots? Y'all got some chicken wings with dry rub?
Dessert.
I know, like I'm Uber eating things in my house. Like Wilson's, the karaoke bar just opened back up, and I'm like, oh, maybe I'll have to check that.
Oh, that's fantastic. So if we were to have a reality show on Netflix like that, what would it be about? Would it be like the comings and goings of our radio show? Would it be about our individual lives? Like this is the centerpiece is like when we come and we're here, but then it follows our lives.
This would not be the main piece though, because I feel like our lives are so different outside of this building. That would be the entertaining part of like, what the hell? Holly's over here, helping a daughter with math.
Yeah, I know.
And
that doesn't sound exciting, but y'all, I make things exciting.
But then this the contrast between all what we're doing on like a nightly schedule is just so different. That part baffles me in my normal life.
I actually and I have thought this since I began in radio. I'm talking like fresh out of college. I was doing a radio thing, and we had this complete dramatic, like, insane situation happened with a parade. I think it was supposed to be a Christmas parade. Something blew up in the vehicle. Like, people were screaming at each other. Like, the GM was on the phone cussing out my PD. And in the moment, I'm like, it was nighttime. There's all these like things happening. There was a kid crying. And I thought to myself, I didn't know this is what I signed up for when I was starting radio. I didn't realize. And in that moment, I was like, man, this would be a good reality show. the behind the scenes working of a radio station, you have no idea. No company would want their business put out there like that, so it would be almost impossible.
Yeah, it's true.
But if they did, it would be so just the rate. And Scott's right. Like the radio part is probably the least exciting part for all of us.
Right.
But it would be like the main anchor that ties it all together because there is so much drama that happens at a radio station.
Right. Because I feel like what their show is going to be about. I mean, like in buying and selling my house, like the act of it is not exciting.
Right.
But then the drama around, like when we were selling Chateau Oprah, and like there were a couple of people that were like thinking about selling their house and they saw mine go up for sale. And I went to my real estate agent and I was like, hey, so like their real estate agent wants to, and she was like, no, we do not talk to them because they could fuck up our deal. And I was like, oh, wait, what? And she goes, oh, you don't know? And she was like, watch, the day that we have an open house, you'll see some real estate agents that know that it's up. And they'll try to grab people walking to see your house to go into their house first. And I was like, what? I mean, there was like all these little things like that drama that comes up that you don't even think about. And I was like, there's a show right there. So,
my real estate agent asked me on a date after the house closed.
That's dope.
It's dramatic.
I mean, so stuff can happen, girl. We can have a good show.
I'm saying like I think the radio portion of it would be like the main thing. And then obviously we, like Scott said, we live such different lives. All of us have a story, and I think it would be insanely entertaining.
Who do we got a message?
Girl, look, we need to go start liking some producers' Instagram or something. I mean, hey, maybe once I'm done with the reality show I'm doing now, which has nothing to do with work, it's about something else in my life. Be like, hey, production team.
Yeah,
y'all want to pitch?
Who do they know?
You know what? I may do that. All right, we got to go. We got to call. Holly and I have to get on.
Yeah, I know.
All right, Scott, what's your social media?
At Scott Tavlin, SCOTTAVLIN.
Holly?
Radio Holly on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram.
And mine is Miguel Fuller, MIGUELFULLER. Please leave us a review and a rating on Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen. We really appreciate it, and we will see you next time.